So, hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Cepheus here giving you another cast of the Clan Wars between Team Axiom and Bestest Friends. Team Axiom is currently up 3-1. If Impact takes this game, it might be the last... Oh, it just not might. This will be the last game if Axiom Impact takes it. If Moxielegend can win this game, I think the next map is gonna be the 2v2. Or I think it's another 1v1 first, I'm trying to remember. But there is a 2v2 in there somewhere. So we'll see if we can get to that, that would be really cool. So, Impact spawning in the top position as the blue Zerg player. And on the left side of the map we're going to have Bestest Friends Moxielegend. Who made second place in the map making contest, losing only to our SVP. So, we're going to see, what was I going to say? We're going to see how well he can do versus Impact. Impact probably one of the strongest Axiom players when it comes to Starbow. He recently did beat Crank in the show matches that they had on Base Trade TV. And I would actually really like to see Ryong versus Impact show match, because I think those two are the strongest Axiom players, to be honest. And they both played a lot more Starbow since they did their initial match that Total Biscuit casted to boost Starbow's popularity, or just to showcase Starbow, I guess. Which consequently boosted Starbow's popularity before it's dropped down like a brick. No, I'm kind of kidding, but it's kind of true. Okay, so Impact is going to go for a 13 hatch, which is actually quite normal after his 12 pool or 10 pool, I think it was. I think it was 12 pool. Yeah, you don't go 10 pool versus Terran. Moxielegend is not going to go for a fast command center, but it's going to play a little bit safer. I'm kind of curious to see if he's going to go for mech or bio. I don't think mech is that strong on this map. There are some ridges, but there is also a lot of open spaces and a lot of ways to just run around a meching position. Let's just look. Let's analyze this for a second. So third base for mech. This one is horrible. Yeah, this one is really hard to defend. So open. You could go for like this one, which is easier to defend, but then you have to split up. You can't really like have one defensive line all the way over. You have to have like some supply depots here and like siege tanks here, and then you have to have defense over here. So this is probably not the best map for mech. I think he's gonna perhaps stick with bio, but whatever he does, he's gonna go for a fairly early expansion and a quite early refinery too. So maybe we're gonna see some mech or just some reapers or something like that. Impact going for a very standard build, nothing out of the ordinary now. I'm gonna be curious to see. Oh, I'm gonna should stop panning around so much. Sorry about that. It's gonna be curious to see if Impact is gonna go for Mutalisks or Hydralisks. I mean, Mutalisks or Lurkers. You don't usually go for Hydralisks unless there's mech involved. That's an earliest engineering bay, and it's hidden too. Why would you hide an engineering bay? Guess he could go for really early, like +1 timing, and try to hide that from his opponent. But that's really weird. And there's no way he's gonna see that. He's gonna pick off an SCV though. Yes, he is. That's the... Sorry, Moxie, but that was incredible slow reaction time. You gotta be careful, dude. No one lets the SCV in there and bring down a new one, perhaps? He's gonna wait for Orbital and call the one down. Just be lazy. No, okay, there we go. Oh, did he cancel something? No, he didn't. So we're gonna go for, yeah, very early +1. Interesting. Very interesting, actually. So... So Moxielegend going to pull out with a group of Marines here. Not too much going on right now. We're going to see the Hydrodon first, and Lair at the same time, so this is 100% likely to be quick lurkers. Going to see an Overseer now, trying to see everything. He's not going to see the +1. Moxielegend go for like a sneaky build here. I don't know how much he's practiced it, but he's finally adding one more barracks. I feel it's been susceptible to mass Zerglings in the opening phases here, but he hasn't been victim to any, so this is the old patch, yeah. So he's gonna chase out the Overseer. They did not see the engineering bay. I don't know how important it is though, to be honest, if he saw it or not. But he needs to add on a couple more barracks if he wants to get for a strong push here. And there's tons and tons of Zerglings. That's what I was talking about. This is susceptible to that. And these Zerglings are just going to do a lot of damage. And nice pulling of the SCVs there. That's so important to try and limit the surface area that the Zerglings can deal damage to the Marines. And he's going to chase them up. But he's going to need a wall and a bunker, I feel, to be safe. And especially with what's coming up here with Hydra Lurker. And this is a really nice build because right now, you're gonna handicap your opponent a little bit with so many Zerglings. and then you're gonna go for lurkers, which is much stronger than just going for lurkers, I feel. This is quite normal from StarCraft 2 too. It's from Brood War, I mean. That you went for the mass link pressure before you went into lurkers. This medic is gonna prove very helpful. Is the +1? No, it's still not done. It takes forever. Man, that takes forever. But Firebat is gonna be very good with +1, but he doesn't want to make too many Firebats because there are lurkers incoming. Soon. So he's gonna get a wall off. He really needs a bunker too, especially versus the lurkers. But this is good for just generally holding off Zerglings. But there's not that many Zerglings left now, and he could actually put on some pressure with this group. But it's really, really risky to move out with a group at this point when you've seen so many Zerglings. Like, you don't know if there's a huge ambush of Zerglings waiting for you, and there's no way to pull out Bio if they're being surrounded. They don't have Rift, and they don't have really early medevacs like they do in StarCraft 2. And that is actually a potential problem with Bio in Starbow, is the fact that you can rift out Protoss units, and Zerg units are usually so fast they can easily just retreat quickly. But Bio is quite slow and clunky, and you have to be much more careful pulling out with them. And that's so many Firebats, he needs to stop making them now. There's 6 lurkers incoming. This is going to be a strong push from Impact. I don't know if it's going to be a game-ending strong push, and I'm dropping frames. Oh, I'm dropping frames. Okay, it stopped now. Good. Sorry, there's spikes sometimes. I'm dropping about 4% of all my frames, it seems, but it's not like throughout. It's more like suddenly spikes, and there we go. I got some nice damage on the lurkers before they burrowed. It's gonna heal up again with the medics, and these lurkers are gonna inch their way forward. In the meantime, Moxie is getting lighter transmitter, which he really needs. He needs to save up the energy, and he really needs what? He got lurkers in there? When did that happen? What? That's huge, and he needs to scan. Oh, this is so difficult to deal with for Moxielegend. Wow. I guess he hit a couple of Hydralisks in his base. He doesn't have drop, does he? Did I miss something completely? Wow, I just think I missed that completely. So yeah, Moxielegend not pulling his SCVs. Don't pull them that way. Do not pull them that way. Why are you pulling them that way? Okay, there we go. Oh, he didn't have lowered that one. So he's losing a ton of workers now. 19 workers killed already, and this is going to be very difficult for Moxielegend to hold. He's going to have one scan. He's going to see these lurkers, and they're going to move out of scan. No, they're not. They're going to go down. But in the meantime, more lurkers are going to come back to ambush. Actually, he saves one of the lurkers, and he gets a complete surround while doing so. Perfect placement from Impact. But actually, Moxielegend is going to kill this quite convincingly. He's only got 1 lurkers left to kill now, and the lighter transmitter is done, so he can easily scan some more. Okay, good. So, okay, so Moxielegend staying alive. Just like BG's. Pretty nice. He's gonna transfer some units back. He's gotta be careful, there's a lurker here still. Oh, this is so bad! Oh, that's so many kills. Okay, that was a bad move for Moxielegend. He really needs to stay in this game. And he cannot afford to do anything like that. We got Spire incoming for Impact. He's just taking all over the place. In the meantime, he's taking the mineral-only expansion. And he's gonna try and actually kill some more SCVs. Any little victory, man, helps. So what is Moxielegend going to do from here? He's just going to go more Bio. He really needs Science Vessels, like, badly, but his tech has been really halted by this push. So the Science Vessels are going to be late, and there's already a Spire up in the meantime to get Scourgers, so Impact is really staying ahead now, and it's going to be very difficult for Moxielegend to come back from this. He actually has the same number of workers. He just doesn't have the army. So he could... Economically, he's not doing that shabby. If we look at the income tab, we're going to see a little bit more from Impact just because he's spread out over more bases, but it's not that bad for Moxie. Okay, he's going to scan all over the place. He's got to be careful, pull back. He's going to try and pressure a little bit. I like that he's trying to stay active. He just has to be super careful. Going to get 1 lurker. Lurkers are just going to do damage that the medics can heal. He's going to try and move out again. Moxielegend is going to have so much APM and so much perfect control of this. In the meantime, Zerglings have been sneaking out in the mineral line again, and while he's dealing with the Zerglings, the lurkers can move closer, and this is so many lurkers. He still doesn't have a bunker to deal with this. He still is just relying on scan and micro, and this is so many lurkers. He has more lurkers than there are medics, I feel, and I don't think he's going to be able to hold this. Yeah, the lurkers are just dismantling everything. And here comes some Hydralisks even want to join the fight, and Scourges too, just in case he was going to make Science Vessels. And I think this is it. GG! Team Axiom taking the series 4-1 over Bestest Friends in a very, very